And what is going on, guys? Darko Sinner here, bringing you, as soon as I can find the return button, Waifu Simulator 2018! No, I'm just joking. It's Doki Literature Club. Indie game that I've heard a lot of interesting things about, but have not quite been able to get a chance to test play it myself. I've heard it has a nasty little surprise at the end, or just something like that. I shouldn't say at the end, but it's an interesting game, because I got a little warning label that it's not suitable for children, nor should it be suitable for those who have mental illness or disturbances. But without further ado, and enough of my rambling, let's do this shit. Please enter your name. Let's see. Darko Sinner, yay! No, I'll just call myself Darko. Fuck it, since you don't want to give me a space bar. Fucking asshats. Oh god, that's a lot of E's and Y's. I see an annoying girl running towards me from the distance, waving her arms to the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. Okay. That girl is Shiori. I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing that right. My neighbor and good friends since we were children. Oh, that's cool. You know, the kind of friend you'd never see yourself making today, but it just kind of works out because you've known each other for so long. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waiting on her. But if she's going to chase after me like this, I almost feel better off running away. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let Shiori catch up to me. I am talking in my normal voice. Do not expect me to do any sort of craziness. But, I overslept again. But I got you this time. I bet you did. Maybe, but only because I decided to stop and wait for you. God, I'm a dick. You say that like you were thinking about ignoring me. Probably I was. That's mean, Darko. Well, yeah. Well, if people stare at you for acting weird, then I don't want them to think we're a couple or something. Fine. Okay. We've achieved dick status. Like, this is, yeah, whatever. But you did wait for me after all. I guess you don't have it in you to be mean even if you wanted to. Well, that's what you think. Whatever you say, Shiori. We cross the street together and make our way to the school. As we draw near, the streets become increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commutes. By the way, Darko, oh crap, here we go. Have you decided on a club to join yet? A club? I told you already, I'm really not interested in joining any clubs. I haven't been looking either. That's not true. You told me you wanted to join a club this year. Did I? I'm sure it's possible that I did in one of our many conversations where I dismissively go along with whatever she's going on about. Shiori likes to worry a little too much about me when I'm perfectly content just getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime. Hey, you know... I'm gonna stop there. I was talking about how I was worried that you won't learn how to socialize or have any skills before college. Well, I'll have you know, your happiness is really important to me, you know. I know you're happy now. And I know you're happy now, but I die at the thought of you becoming a NEET. Now, I have watched a little bit of playthroughs from this, and that's actually, a NEET is actually an acronym for something that I can't really see right now. But it basically means a bum. Like, She just basically said she doesn't want me to become a homeless person. Woo. In a few years, because you're not used to the real world. You trust me, right? Don't make me keep worrying about you. Alright. I'll look at a few clubs if it makes you happy. No promises, though. When you at least promise me you'll try a little. Yeah, I guess I'll promise you that. Yeah! Why do I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl? More than that, I'm surprised I even let myself relate to her? I guess seeing her worry so much about me makes me want to ease her mind at least a little bit. Even if she does exaggerate everything inside of her head. The school day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. Sayori wants me to check out some clubs. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Hello! You can try the Magic the Gathering club. Sayori? Sayori must have come into the classroom while I was spacing out. I look around and realize that I'm the only one left in the classroom. I thought I'd catch you coming out of the classroom, but I saw you just sitting here and spacing out, so I came in. Honestly, you're even worse than me sometimes. I'm impressed. You don't need to wait up for me. If it's going to make you late to your own club. Well, I thought you might need some encouragement, so I thought, you know what? Well, that you could come to my club. Sayori? Yeah? There is no way I'm going to join. There is no way I'm going to your club. Meanie. Sayori is vice president of the literature club. Not that I was ever aware that she had any interest in literature. In fact, I'm 99% sure she only did it because she thought it would be fun to help start a new club. That she was the first one to show interest after the one who proposed the club. She inherited the title of vice president, not Bass. That said, my interest in literature is guaranteed to be even less. Yeah, I'm going to the anime club. I feel him. Come on, please. Why do you care so much anyways? Well, I kind of told the club yesterday I was bringing a new member. Of course she did. And Nitsuki, I'm gonna assume, made cupcakes and everything. Oh god, not cupcakes. Don't make promises you can't keep. I can't tell if Sayori is really that much of an airhead or if she's so cunning as if to plan all this out. I let out a long sigh. Fine, I'll stop by for a cupcake, okay? Yes! Let's go! And thus today makes the day I sold my soul for cupcakes. Well... I dejectedly, I'm gonna assume that's how you pronounce that, follow Sayori across the school and upstairs a section of this school I rarely visit, being generally used to third-year classes and activities. Sayori, full of energy, swings open the classroom doors. Everyone, the new member is here. I told you, don't call me a new member. I glanced around the room. Welcome to the Literature Club. It is a pleasure meeting you. Girl number 1. She does not get a name yet, guys. She just gets to be called Girl 1. Not to be confused with 2 or 3. Sayori always says nice things about you. Seriously, you brought a boy. Well then, look here, Girl 2. Okay. Way to kill the atmosphere. Okay. I'm plenty atmospheric, so you know. Ah, Darka, what a nice surprise. How did you know my name? I didn't properly introduce myself here. Oh, so I guess I already must have told her. Welcome to the club. Dot. All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. What a shocker! What are you looking at? If you want to say something, say it. Sorry. Natsuki? The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is one I didn't recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. She is also the one who made cupcakes according to Sayori. You can just ignore her when she gets moody. Sayori says that quietly into my ear, then turns back towards the other girls. Anyway, this is Natsuki, always full of energy. And this is Yuri, the smartest in the club. Don't say things like that. Yuri, who appears to be comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with people like Sayori and Natsuki. Oh well, it is nice to meet both of you. It sounds like you already know Monika, is that right? That's right. It's great to see you again, Darko. Is there a reason she needed to be that close to her? Like, I get it was a smile sweetly, but, like, seriously, did you need to get that close? Seriously, sorry, waving hands. Hi guys. We don't know each other well. We rarely talked, but we were in the same class last year. Monika was probably the most popular girl in class, smart, beautiful, and athletic. All the qualities of the perfect woman, I guess. Bullshit. Basically, completely out of my league. I know the feeling. So having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little... You too, Monika. Come sit down, Darko. We made room for you at the table, so you can sit next to me or Monika. I'll get the cupcakes. Hey, I made them. I'll get them. Sorry, I got a little too excited. Now how about I make some tea as well? Yes! Yuri knows what's up. The girl have a few desks arranged to form a table. As Sayori mentioned, it has been widened so that there's no space next to Monika and one space next to Sayori. Interesting. Natsuki and Yuri walk over to the corner of the room where Natsuki grabs a wrapped tray and Yuri opens the closet. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Sayori. Natsuki, I'm sorry, I'm trying to like memorize the words. I'm drawing blanks here. Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand. Okay, are you ready? Ta-da! Yay! Natsuki lifts the foil off the tray and reveals a double white, fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like little cats. The whiskers are drawn with icing, and little pieces of chocolate were used to make the ears. Clever. So cute! I had no idea you were so good at baking, Natsuki. Well, you know. Just hurry and take one. Doing your vampire-looking teeth right there. I see you. I see you. Yuri grabs one first, then Monika. I follow. It's delicious. Yuri talks with her mouth full and has already managed to get icing on her face. Clever. I turn the cupcakes around in my fingers, looking for the best angle to take a bite. Natsuki is quiet. Can't help but notice her sneaking a glance in my direction. If she's waiting for me to take a bite, I finally bite down. The icing is sweet, full of flavor. I wonder if she made it herself. This is really good. Thank you, Natsuki. Why are you thanking me? It's not like I haven't heard this somewhere before. made them for you or anything? Hold up. I thought you technically did. Sayori said, well, maybe. But not for you, you know. You dummy. Well, then that's not nice. Alright, alright. I give up on Nitsuki's weird logic and dismiss the conversation. Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before sitting down the table next to the cupcake tray. Yes! You keep a whole tea set in this classroom? Don't worry, the teacher gave us permission. Okay. That still doesn't explain what this whole tea set in the class. You know what? I'm letting it go. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? In fact, a hot cup of tea helps me enjoy many things. Mind out of the gutter, gentlemen. I guess so. Don't let yourselves get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. That's not. Insulted, Yuri looks away. I meant that, you know. I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be the pastime for me, but at least I at least enjoy some tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. Monica raises an eyebrow, then smiles at me. So what made you consider the literature club? I was afraid of this question. Something tells me I shouldn't tell Monica that I was practically dragged here by Sayori. Well, I haven't joined any clubs yet, and Sayori seemed really happy here, so that's okay. Don't be embarrassed. We'll make sure you feel right at home here, okay? As president of the literature club, it is my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. Monica, I am surprised. How come you decided to start your own club? You could probably be a board member for any of the major clubs. Weren't you leader of the Blake Club last year? Well, you know. I feel like the common phrase here is, well, you know. Well, you know. To be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take some time I personally enjoy. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. And if it encourages others to get into literature, then I'm fulfilling that dream. Monica really is a great leader. Yuri also nods in agreement. They're not surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new, especially when something that doesn't grab your attention like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you are both fun and worthwhile, but it makes school events like the festivals that much more important. I am confident that we can all really grow this club before we graduate. Right, everyone? Yeah! We'll do our best. You know it. Everyone enthusiastically agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard just to find these three. Maybe that's why they were all so delighted by the idea of a new member joining. Though I still don't really know if I can keep up with the level of enthusiasm about literature. So, Darko, what kinds of things do you like to read? Well, considering how little I've ever read the past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga? I muttered quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly peers up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after Yuri's sad smile. Anyways, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with the finger. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. Telling a good story is such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds comfort in the world of books, not people. But you know, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Anyways, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. Yeah, I've been playing a lot of horror lately. Joking. I read a horror book once. I read a horror book once. I desperately grasp something I can relate to at the minimum level. At this rate, Yuri might as well have been conversating with a rock. Really? I wouldn't have expected that, Yuri. For someone as gentle as you. I guess you could say that. But if a story makes me think or takes me to another world, then I could really put it down. Then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world. If only for a brief moment. I hate horror. Oh, why is that? Well, it's just... Misaki's eyes dart over to me for a split second. Never mind. That's right. You usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Nasuki? What? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind the last club meeting. Give me one moment, gentlemen. Alright. It looks like you were working on a poem called... Don't say it out loud! Give that back. Fine, fine. Your cupcakes are... Everything you do is just cute as you are. Sayori saddles up behind Nasuki and puts her hands on her shoulders. I am not cute. Nasuki, you write your own poems. Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime? No. Nasuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Odd. Not very confident writer yet. I understand that, Nasuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open your eyes to the reader, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reach of your own heart. Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Nasuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. I guess it's the same for Yuri. I wanted to read everyone. We all sit in silence for a moment. Okay, I have an idea, everyone. The president has an idea. Everyone, freak out! Nasuki and Yuri look, quizzically. That's Monaco. Strange word. Let's all go home and write poems of our own. The next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way, everyone is even. Yeah, let's do it! Plus, now that we have a new member, I think it will help us get a little more comfortable with each other and strengthen the bond of our club. Isn't that right, Darko? Monica smiles warmly at me once again. Hold on, there's still one problem. What's that? Now that we're back in the original topic of me joining the club, I bluntly come forth for what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join the club. Sayori may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decisions. I still have other clubs I'd like to look at, and, I lost my train of thought. Pero look, all four girls stare back at me with dejected eyes. But, I'm sorry, I thought, Darko, I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? That is, If writing a poem is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls, right. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girls' eyes lit up. Yes! I'm so happy! Sayori wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down. Hey, hey. You really did scare me for a moment. If you really just came for cupcakes, I would be super pissed. Then that makes it official. Welcome to the Literature Club. Thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember today's assignment? Write a poem to bring to the next meeting so we can all share. Monica looks over at me once more. Darko, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Yeah. I bet you do. Can I really impress the class star Monica with a mediocre writing skills? I already feel the anxiety welling up inside me. Excuse me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri and Nasuki clean up their food. Hey Darko, since we're already here, do you want to walk home together? That's right. Yuri and I never walked home together anymore because she always stayed after class for clubs. Sure, might as well. Yay! Happiness. With that, the two of us depart the club room and make our way home. The whole way, my mom wanders back and forth between the four girls. Sayori, Suki, Yuri, and of course, Monica. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in a literature club? Or else I'll have the chance to grow closer to one of these girls. Alright. I'll just need to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. It's time to write a poem, guys! Pick words you think your favorite club members will like. Something good might happen with whoever likes your poem. Oh god. Okay. Yeah, okay. So we're definitely gonna go with Yuri, because the horror aspects and everything kind of fits well with the way I want. We'll go with horror. And hurt. Wait. Makes no sense. Why would she be cool with hurt? Unrestrained. Question. Why are you jumping? Insight? Journey? Here. So it's a tie between these two. Something's up with her. Why are the... Weird. Pout? Oh, okay. Wrath. Burnout. Pricing. Sexual. Lipstick. Misfortune. Secretive. Incompliant. Graveyard. Grief. Misery. Anxiety. Dark. Confront. Okay. Alright. Hi again, Darko. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. I guess you could say that. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but at least I keep my word. Well, I'm back at the Literature Club. I was the last one to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, Darko. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a committee for you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Oh, come on. Like he deserves any slack. Okay. You, my dear, need to chill the fuck out. Shiori told me you didn't even want to join any clubs this year. And last year, too. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or whatever, but if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Oh, Suki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the classroom. The plot thickens. Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying manga and manga. Manga is literature. Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. Don't worry, guys. Oh crap, what did I just do? So you can remove? Interesting. Okay, with the right click you can actually kind of remove that, so that was interesting. Darko always gives his best as long as he's having fun. He helps me with busy work without me even asking. Like cooking, cleaning my room. How dependable. Shiori, that's because your room is so messy it's distracting. And you almost set your house on fire once. That's so... You two are really good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous. Hey! All aboard the jealousy train here. How come? You and Darko can become good friends too. Shiori. As usual, Shiori seems oblivious to the weird situation she just put me into. Oh, Yuri. Even brought you something today, you know? Me? Not really. Don't be shy. It's really nothing. What is it? Never mind. Yuri made it sound like a big deal when it's really not. What do I do? I'm sorry, Yuri. I wasn't thinking. I guess that means it's up to me to rescue this situation. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place. So any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what. Is that so? Yeah, I would make it a big deal if you don't want it to be. Alright, well here. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I don't want you to feel left out. So I picked out a book and I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention, even if you don't usually read. And we could, you know, discuss it if you wanted. This is... How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Phew! Well, you can read it tomorrow at your own pace. I think that's what that says. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Manja to kick off some scheduled activities for the club, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Yuri and Monica are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she's was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Misaki is rummaging around in the closet. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more. At the same time, I feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. It looks like the same book she lent me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Crap. I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glass at me, and our eyes meet for a split second. That only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. Sorry, I was just spacing out. I mothered this, sensing I made her uncomfortable. Oh, it's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed it in the first place. But I'm just reading a bit of this, so that's the book you gave me, right? Mm-hmm. I wanted to read some of it. Not for any particular reason, just curious. How come you have 2 copies of the same book? Well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday... that's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy 2 of them. See. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decided to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Is that so? What is it about anyways? Well, Yuri closes the book and scans her eyes over and over. The book is titled Portrait of Morkov. There's an ominous looking eye symbol on the front of the cover. Alright. I just wanted to make sure I don't accidentally give anything away. Basically, it's about a girl in high school who moves in with her long-lost sister. But as soon as she does so, her life gets really strange. She gets targeted by these people who escape from the human experiment prison. And while her life is in danger, she needs to desperately choose who to trust. No matter what she does, she ends up destroying most of her relationships, and her life starts to fall apart. It's kind of dark, isn't it? You already made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came from nowhere. Yuri gently giggles all of a sudden. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Darko? No, it's not that. I mean, I could definitely enjoy these types of stories, don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri is into these. Forgive me. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. It's just that those kinds of stories, they challenge you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because they have their own goals or their own philosophies that they believe in. Then suddenly when you thought you related to the protagonist, then suddenly when you thought you related to the protagonist, they're made out to be the naive one for letting their one-sided morals interface with the villain's plans. I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry. Don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel like it should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. And please stop me if I start talking too much. I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you passionate about reading. Then the least I can do is listen. It's a literature club after all. That's true. In fact, I might as well start reading it, right? You don't have to. What are you saying? Just a moment ago you said you were looking forward to it. Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book, put into my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to yours. Ah, yeah. Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is, reading in company with someone. I see. But just let me... Well, just tell me... Okay. Just tell me if I end up distracting you. Alright. I open the book and start with the prologue. I still understand what Yuri meant about the reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri is in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead. Sorry, I was just... Yuri, you really apologize a lot, don't you? I do. I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean... Here, this should work, right? I slide my desk... Okay. I slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's. Then I'll hold my book more between the two of them. Ah, I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her copy. Once we each lean in a little bit over... Our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the page. Here. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumbs and fingertips. I do the same with my right arm on the right side of the book. That way I turn a page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips to her side. But in holding it like this. Fuck this reading. We're huddling even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face and she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? To turn the page. Oh, sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glance over at Yuri's face again and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. That's okay. You're not used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do. Since you've been patient with me. Yeah, thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assumed that she's finished the page before me, so I turned it by my own violation. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go of the pages, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey Yuri, this might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. You think so? How does she? Well, I guess she's more blunt in a lot of ways, but she also second-guesses a lot of things that she says and does. Like she's afraid she'll do something wrong. It's not like I can see into your head or anything. But you're kind of resentment of some of your mannerisms. But they're kind of, yeah. I see. Yuri remains silent for a moment. But Darko, that's probably a terrible thing to have in common with her. That's so embarrassing that you think that. Wait. I didn't mean it in a bad way or anything. Sorry, I really didn't know you were self-conscious about that sort of thing. I guess I more meant that it's kind of cute. What are you saying all of a sudden? Okay, everyone. I think it's about time we share today's poems with each other. About time that happened. Like, God, I did all that work for nothing, and this... Come on! We might not have enough time if we wait too long. Ah. Yuri exhales, sparred from the finishing her thoughts. Is that alright, Yuri? You look kind of down. I'm sorry if you have been looking forward to this. It's not. It's fine. Yuri releases her hand from the book, causing it to close on top of my thumb. Alright, I guess I'll do some more reading tonight. Or would you prefer I've only read it with you? I guess I don't have too much of a preference either way. In that case, I'll read a little more tonight. It'll be more fun to read with you after it picks up a bit, you know? That's a good reason. In that case, feel free to finish the first few chapters in your own time. Alright, I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left off in the book, then slip it back into my bag. That's what bookmarks were made for, but anyways. By the way, did you remember to write your poem last night? Yeah. My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I'd never really done this before. Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with? I can't wait. Sayori and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori's is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral note. On the other hand, Monica's wrote hers in a composition notebook. I can already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Masuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. Who should I show my poem to first? Yuri seems the most experienced, so I should start with her. I could trust her opinion to be fair. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exponential. What was that? Did I say that out loud? Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face. Fuck. He's going to hate me. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. That's... I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? Yuri takes a breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagination and metaphors indicate that you've written a lot of poetry before. Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really. Well, I know that. I just meant, Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her fingers along the words in the poem as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah, okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there's a specific writing habit that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in the new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form-fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it is as if her demeanor totally changed. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. This game has some impressive writing, I must say. For a typical indie game, very well done to the creators. Very well done. I also hope that everyone else in the clubs gives you a valuable feedback. Nasuki can be a little bit biased, though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. Not sure if Yuri is apologizing to yourself, or me, or to Nasuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I love to share my thoughts. Process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamingly as if that's a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Okay. Okay. Ghost under the light. My hair illuminate breath the amber goes. Bathing. It must be this one. The last one. I flicker back. I'm sorry, I have such terrible handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. But it took you a long time to read. Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. Oh, that's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it's really descriptive. It wasn't short. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you liked it. I'll be honest. This is our first time sharing. I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Darko. Really. I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. Yeah, I actually really did. But remember that poems often express their own thoughts, feelings, and expressions in their works. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolic compared to a ghost. Lineager is the last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. That's more solemn, putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that before. That's impressive. It's nothing really. Yours was impressive too, so nah. Didn't think I could probably learn a thing or two from you. You think so? Yeah, of course. You know. I was really nervous about doing all of this, but in the end, I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, Darko. Me too. Crazy. I guess we gotta show them to each person. So guess we'll start with Shiori next. Since she was the second person that does. Oh my goodness, this is so good, Darko. I loved it. I had no idea you were such a good writer, Shiori. You must be seriously overreacting. I'm not a good writer at all. I honestly have no idea what I'm doing. Well, maybe that's why. Because I have no idea what it's like either. Jeez. Yuri's opinion was way more constructive than this. Maybe even Misaki's. Are you sure you don't like it just because I wrote it? Well, I'm not sure that's... Well, I'm sure that's part of it. I think I understand you better than a lot of people you know. So when I read your poems, it's not just a poem. It's a Darko poem. Yay! The best types. That makes it feel extra special. I can feel your feeling in it. Surya hugs the sheet against her chest. You're so weird, Shiori. I'm really happy just that you wrote one. It's just reminding me of how you really are a part of a club now. Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in the club room. Well, of course not. I'm not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean I'll break my promise. See? Sorry. It's like I said before, Darko. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know? Trying new things like this for other people. That's something that only real good people do. Thanks, Sayori. I'm sure if Sayori sees the full picture of my motives here, then again, I can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined. Knowing how much this means to her and all. Yeah. And I'm going to make sure you have a lot of fun here, okay? This would be my way of thinking. Alright, oh crap. Yay. Now you'll read my poem too, right? Don't worry. I'm really bad at this. We'll see about that. There's sunshine, the way you glow. This morning it makes me feel like I miss me. Kissing my forehead to help me out of bed and making me rub this. If it was for you, I could sleep forever, but I'm not mad. I want breakfast. Okay. Sayori? No, just a little bit. You can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question. I forgot to do it last night. Though at least that makes me feel a little better about myself. Don't be mean. I still tried my best. Oh yeah. I didn't mean to say that it was a bad poem. It came out nice, or how should I put it? It sounds just like you. Really? Yeah. Especially the last line. I made eggs and toast. Even though you were late to school. It's bad to skip breakfast. I get all cranky. I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyways, thanks for showing me. This was so much fun. Monica's the best. Yeah. Next time, I won't forget. I'm going to write the best poem ever. Well, I guess I look forward to it. Alright guys, I'm tired of reading. I don't know about you, but I really am. So, I'm gonna end this video right here, and then Nasuki and Monica will be our next two that we will show the poem to. But anyways, so far from what I can gather, it's your typical dating sim game for right now. I don't know where this is all gonna lead up to eventually. I don't know what the poems are gonna mean. But there's a lot of... The words were really interesting because I was noticing that Sayori was like, when I was doing certain things that I felt were dark, that were more towards Yuri's side, they were also towards her. So it was leading me to something to say that there's a little darker history between maybe Sayori and the rest of the club members. But we'll just have to wait and see what happens. So anyways, like and subscribe if you've enjoyed this video, guys. And as always, I am your faithful host, Dark Center, and I'll see you motherfuckers in the next video. Later, guys.